Welcome, namaskaram, namaste, salam, sabona, salutations. So yesterday I attended the draft budget meeting and here's my feedback. Firstly, I want to debunk a myth and that myth that is people are busting from outside areas to sign off on the budget. This is categorically false. Yes, people are busting, but from other wards. You see, a number of such meetings are held across the city and each meeting is catering for residents of numerous wards. Yesterday's meeting was to cater for 13 wards, which included Merebank, Wentworth, Umlazi, etc. So these people had to be bussed in from those areas. Of course, the good news for Chatsworth residents was that they didn't have to travel out. It was hometown for them. Now, then many believe that the budget was to be signed off last night, accepted. Not true again. The city was presenting their draft budget. Nothing will be finalized until sometime in June. I'll let you know the exact date as when I get it. The meeting offered residents a chance to air their views and proposals on the presented budget and the proposed tariff increases. The details of each person who presented and their concerns were documented. And as I was one of the persons who presented, I will be able to comment if any further engagement with me takes place between me and City Council regarding my concerns and my proposal, or whether it was just for show. The info pack that each of us received showed various aspects of the budget, including proposed expenses per ward. Example, Ward 71. It shows that the budget allocated is for the Shallcross, or some of the budget allocated is for the Shallcross Sports Stadium, Morton Library, etc. So the proposed expenses and the work is detailed there for each ward. Now, from what I gather, the budget is drafted on proposal by ward councillors. So ward councillors were supposed to engage with the community, identify repairs, upgrades, etc. that were needed, then submit as such to City Council. City Council will then collate all this information per ward, and that will make up the draft budget as was presented last night. Now, as a member of a ward, you have the right to ask your city councillor for the proposal that he or she sent to City Council to see if it was indeed in keeping with what is actually happening in your ward, what is required. Now, what is most striking for me in relation to each of the Chatsworth wards is that no budget has been allocated for the upgrade of the lights on the Higginson Highway, which means that none of the councillors in Chatsworth put forward a proposal to upgrade the lights on Higginson Highway. That's my conclusion. This Higginson Highway lights issue was on my list last night to address the mayor, but unfortunately, I skipped that point in my address. However, I did get the most important point across, and that was the very urgent need to set up a Chatsworth water crisis team that will engage with the municipality on a weekly basis so that residents can be kept in the loop as to what was going on, especially with regards to the opening and closing of valves, shutting off of water. Now, I was at the meeting at 3:30 and only left there just after the last speaker had spoken and the mayor closed the meeting, which was just after 8 p.m. last night. I stayed because I wanted to engage with the mayor on the Chatsworth Water Crisis Committee to be set up. He listened to me, then directed me to two of his associates to help set up the task team. Now, this morning, I made contact with them and will keep you posted on that meeting that needs to be set up. Note well that every citizen has a right to lodge an obligation. Every citizen has a right to either accept or reject the budget and or the proposed tariff increases. Now, you can have your say. You still have a chance to have your say. You can make your representations via email. This is the email address. Use comments2021@durban.gov.za. Now, I suggest that you CC me as well, info@1860nicc.org.za, so that we may track your submission. So that when the final budget is approved, we can know whether or not our submissions had any value. But you have to make the effort. On the bright side, you don't need a big budget to get a top chow at Music Box Cafe at a top chow there, Dibdale Road in Malvern. Oh, and one last thing before I go. The allegations made by City Council that a resident drew his firearm against a water official that led to water not being switched on is being refuted by one of the persons on site at the time. And in a sworn affidavit to the SAPS, which I have seen, it says that the municipal officer or security guard was the person who brandished or revealed his firearm in an aggressive manner that started the fiasco. More to follow. We don't settle for this racist bullshit. Tell what you must, tell what you crave. Thanasegran, Rubenathan Murli, the new tiger in town. Tell what you must, tell what you crave. But don't dollar flop. Don't dollar with the masala.